is obviously not a normal episode. It's just to fill you in on what's been going on in this unusual time in history for us. 2.5 months ago, we got back from Hawaii and we started editing all the vlogs from Hawaii, and we got some really good episodes. If you haven't seen those, please go see them. And we got to interview some really great people, so again I want to thank those people for all the work that they've offered. We got back here a couple months ago, and then we went up to San Francisco Sketchfest, where I got to meet Chris Gethard, who is a talk show host and stand-up comedian who is very funny and actually a hero of mine. And I got to meet his whole bunch of friends like Connor Ratliff, another funny improviser comedian, and that was an absolute honor. And immediately following that, I got bronchitis for 8 weeks. It was not the COVID virus, it was bronchitis, and it was probably the most long, draining bronchitis I've ever had, and to the point where I still have a little bit of a cough. But I'm better, and also dealing with some family issues. The last few weeks have been kind of weird because of the virus. My wife is working from home. She set up her little office on the kitchen table, and I've been taking out a full-time job of annoying her as much as possible, trying to make her smile and see how far I could stay out of her punch range. I mean, that's what I do when I wasn't watching CNN, but I've been watching a lot of CNN a lot. Since then, Hollywood is closed. I'm not saying that figuratively. Hollywood productions have closed. No television, no movies, no commercials. And it just feels weird that there's nothing shooting worldwide. Last week, television aired the final episodes of Hawaii Five-0 and Modern Family. Not too much fanfare because of the virus. Movie release dates have been pushed, and we're just waiting for productions to start back up again. A couple of weeks I've also been very frustrated and depressed, kind of wanting to do more than just maintaining a 6-foot distance from other people and washing my hands frequently. And I've also been very confused. Why is this happening? How? It felt like it was going to drive me nuts. Just so I could see a sign of life outside the window or something like that. Like if it was going to happen, like a miracle. And then something did happen right outside that window last weekend. I heard trumpets. I heard very loud trumpets, and I was figuring either somebody is playing a mariachi album very loudly, or there's mariachis outside the window. I looked out the window and there they were. About half dozen mariachis, each maintaining a 6-foot distance from each other, and they were performing. It ended up being a quinceañero. In Mexican culture, they have something called a quinceañera normally, that they celebrate the person becoming an adult. Normally it's done for girls, called a quinceañera, but this one was the first one I've ever noticed that became a quinceañero. I guess one of the neighbor kids turned 15 and they were having a huge celebration, and just listening to people perform outside that window, it was maybe something to make me think and wanting to film something. I listened to it for a while and made me realize that there is still life out there. And I wanted to share a few minutes of it with you. Now, those people out there may say it's kind of weird to say it, but those are heroes. I was once told by somebody a lot smarter than me, and I don't remember who, that said, heroes are the ones that run towards the emergency or danger, than away from it. They're performing somebody's quinceañero, and it just sounded beautiful. For that nature, wanted to thank them. Thank all the first responders, the doctors, the nurses, the hospital staffs, the EMTs, the police, the people that keep us safe. Those who keep the businesses open to make sure that food is still processed and can get to us. Delivery people who get food delivered to us when we call the numerous delivery food places. And those who help just give us some kind of resemblance of life. And then I also want to thank another set of heroes, news crews. People who report on the news to make sure that we still know what we're living for. Those are the people who, reporters, cameramen, sound technicians, assignment desk editors, video editors, people who put the news on the air. So thank you. You are our heroes. Life is very confusing because life is about the virus, right? On the day that we're filming this, the U.S. death toll that's attributed to COVID has just reached 20,000. Can't even imagine how many moms, dads, uncles, aunts, sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, nephews, nieces, cousins, relatives. How many people have passed? It's staggering. And then you think of the people that had a chance to shine who have been taken by COVID. Musician John Prine, journalist Maria Mercader, comedian Ken Shumara, playwright Terrence McNally. The list goes on and on of all these athletes, all these musicians, all these actors, all these fine, talented people that weren't afraid or hindered by saying, this is what my fine arts are, this is what my craft is. One of my favorite bands is the band Fountain of Wayne from Wayne, New Jersey. And one of my favorite all-time movies is That Thing You Do. Tom Hanks, Thomas Everett Scott. The connection is Adam Schlesinger, the lead singer of Fountains of Wayne, who actually wrote the theme to That Thing You Do. He passed away from the COVID virus last week. On Conan O'Brien's show from home last week, he showed Adam and Fountains of Wayne perform on one of Conan's shows that immediately followed them going back on after 9/11. I watched the clip maybe a dozen times, looking for some kind of salvation or understanding of this whole thing. It's on YouTube, so I would definitely advise you to watch it. I wanted to say this clip gave me all the answers, but no, it didn't. But it gave me a moment just to pause and know that times are changing. And there will be a new normalcy. I wanted to play this clip for you, but I didn't want to steal Conan's tribute. Nor do I want to get sued by Conan's lawyers, the Coco lawyers. So I decided I found a cover version by a small independent band that nobody's probably ever heard of called Pearl Jam. Yeah. It's the same cover of the King song, and it's very beautifully done. So today, as I leave you, I want you to just give it a minute and listen to the words. And I'm not sure when we're coming back to do another episode of the vlog, but we will. So like I said, take a listen to the words. Hopefully it'll have some kind of meaning to you. And don't be afraid to grow inspired so that we find a sense of the new normal from all this. A new sense where we all belong. Because as separating as this virus is, the 6 feet, it pulls us apart. It draws us even closer together as a nation, as a society, and as a people. So please, stay safe. Remember to wash your hands frequently. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. And together, we will continue, and we will be stronger. And from Hollywood, hopefully for not that much longer, that's a wrap.